invited all the student housing and the family housing over by our practice fields to come over for a hot meal because they've been evacuated due to all the flooding. So we have a ton of people here. All the food that we had for the game is not being eaten, so that's a good way to save all that food and actually put it to use.
Our fans support us very well, and so I think this is a great opportunity for us to give back to the fans because they come out to every game and they're cheering us on. So I feel like this is a way to reverse that and do that for our fans.
I think it's very important to give back to the community, but at the same time, this is a life-changing event. There's a lot of people really hurting, a lot of people that have lost their homes and also lost loved ones. So this is a time for our players to understand that it's a lot bigger than the game of football, and life has strange turns in it that you have to be able to give back, and they're learning that and doing that.
Well, with the natural disaster we've seen here in the Boulder area, the Colorado Buffaloes have been part of the solution to helping folks. The scene has been somewhere between spectacular and tragic as the flooding continues here in the Centennial State. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Johnson from 850 KOA Radio, your play-by-play voice of the Buffaloes, joined by one of the captains, Chidera Uzo-Diribe. And partner, it has been spectacular to watch this as of late. And you guys were part of the solution out helping just a few days ago.
Yeah, we were able to get a lot of the families who lived in family housing down by the practice field and get them into the clubhouse and, help give them a meal, help get them away from, all the outside, distractions that are going on.
It's amazing. When you're in a football season, football is kind of first and foremost in your mind, obviously, for a guy like you. That takes a back seat when something like this happens, doesn't it?
Yes, it definitely does, but, it kind of gives you, just another perspective to see, all the people that come and watch your games, to see what they're going through and kind of, feel for them. So it was a sad day.
Well, the food, of course, as the Buffaloes went out and served not only victims of the flood, but first responders as well, came from center plate. They were all set up for a game here at Folsom Field, of course, against Fresno State. Take us through the experience of getting out and helping those folks. What kind of reactions were you getting from the people you helped?
A lot of them, everyone was happy, to just, come be around, some of the players. A lot of the kids were really excited to be there. We were able to give out, posters, some footballs, and just, be able to talk to the families and, just get them away from, I think that was the biggest thing, was just getting them away from all that.
The grounds crew has had to ostensibly build a road for the Buffaloes as they go down, the pathway towards a practice field just north of Folsom Field. That entire parking lot was washed away. Kind of paint the picture for folks if they haven't seen what that looks like. That looks like a battlefield, doesn't it?
It does. Originally it's just a dirt field, but when you walk down there, you kind of can see some of the concrete that was, there before all the dirt was there. So when you can just go down there and see what the flood did to the dirt lot, it's crazy.
Take us back to Thursday and Friday. Now, I was on campus on Thursday talking with Coach Mack for our pregame show on the radio, getting ready for the ball game. You guys are focused in Fresno State. And over the next 24 hours from about midday on Thursday, when things really got going here from a weather standpoint in Boulder, you guys found out all of a sudden the game is off. To kind of take us through that 24-hour period, what you guys were thinking.
Yeah, Thursday after practice, we just, guys are getting in their regular game mentality, watching film, continue to study. So we came out here Friday. I believe we went through our walkthrough. We went through our travel team lift, and we got called into the auditorium, and that's when the chancellor, our athletic director, and Coach Mack all came up, and told us that they were going to postpone this game. And a lot of us were we were upset. We really wanted to play this game, but we all felt that it was appropriate, that it just wouldn't be the right time for this game to be played.
Yeah, you do kind of have mixed emotions, don't you?
Definitely. Fresno was a big game for us. I felt like we had a great week of practice preparing for them. But, again, because of the flooding, it wasn't appropriate.
Well, the Buffaloes do have 2 bye weeks on the schedule as it was laid out before the season. Ostensibly, you've got 3 now. You're going to have 2 consecutive bye weeks, which means you don't play a football game for 21 days. What do you guys do from a leadership standpoint as a captain? What do you guys do?
Just keep everyone motivated. Keep them, in game mode still. I like what our coaches have been doing with these bye week practices to keep us in a competitive mode, so that way we don't lose our competitive edge when we come back and get ready for Oregon State next week.
Yeah, in terms of staying sharp in that regard, you're not going to have that game circumstance. It's a little tough to, recreate that on the practice field. How do you do that? Did you scrimmage a little bit during this time?
We do. Just I feel like everything at a fast tempo. A game's going to be so much faster. So if we can simulate and practice, game type speed and fast tempo, we'll be fine.
Buffaloes, of course, are 2-0 as they knocked off Colorado State and then Central Arkansas to start the season. It's been a great start. This kind of slows down the momentum a little bit.
It does, but these coaches are, telling us our mindset has got to be get ready for Pac-12 play. When you start thinking about conference play, that kind of just gets you amped right away. You don't really care about these couple of weeks off. You just get focused for that first game against Oregon State.
Do you ever think about your time here at Colorado? You have had an interesting career in terms of the coaching changes and how Mother Nature intercedes into your season. I mean, you've had some adversity to overcome.
Definitely, but I feel like that just makes the team stronger when you're able to go through all that adversity. There's nothing we haven't seen, so it just makes everything all that adversity just helps us out even more.
How about a comment or two about the way this defense has played so far? You forced turnovers, you've put up some nice numbers, holding the opponents down. How has this unit played?
I feel like we played well. I feel like our defense has taken on the image of our coach. Coach Bear, Coach Jeffcoat, Coach Clark and LaRusso. Those guys harp all day in practice, create turnovers, be physical. That's what people are seeing out on the field from our defense. We're physical up front. We're creating turnovers, and that's something that's going to help us win a lot of games.
Yeah, creating turnovers. The Buffaloes already have 3 defensive touchdowns. Jared Bell with the 1 interception return and a pick 6 and a scoop and score, in fact, by Greg Henderson. When does 96 get his defensive touchdown?
Soon, and I'm just here to, help create those turnovers, but soon.
How do you feel about your senior year? You're 2 games in so far. You've got 16 career sacks, number 12 on the Colorado all-time list. Are you enjoying yourself right now? It seems like you certainly should be.
I definitely am, but the work's not done yet. We still have about 10 more games left to play, and I'm just going to keep working hard to help make this a special season.
Yeah, you kind of have that carrot hanging out there in front of you is the Oregon State Beavers, the Pac-12 opener, isn't it?
Yes, sir. We're going to get started on them pretty soon, but I can't wait for that game.
All right. Well, it's been fun watching you. Stay healthy this season. Go get some more sacks this year, will you?
Thank you. I will.
All right. Number 96, Chidera Uzo-Diribe. He and the Buffaloes, good Samaritans here in the last few days as they've been helping out with all the flood activities in and around the Boulder County area. As we have now a couple of more weeks until the Buffs are back in action with a bye week coming up this weekend. It is the Pac-12 opener coming up a week from Saturday in Corvallis, Oregon against the Oregon State Beavers. Remember, for all things Buffaloes, go to Buffs TV at CUBuffs.com. For Chidera Uzo-Diribe, I'm Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us.